If you guys remember a few months ago, I made a video about this kid who streams on Kick named Jack Doherty. And a lot of the things that I talked about in that video are about to apply to what we're talking about right now. Because recently, a new Kick streamer who is very clearly heavily inspired by Jack Doherty, Neon, and other those types of streamers, he's recently gone viral for his own little incident. And this kid is just a perfect example of what I was talking about in my previous video, where I mentioned that this whole douchebag online internet clout chasing epidemic, whatever you want to call it, is a cycle. And it started with the douchebags of the past, i.e. Paul Brothers, Rice Gum, etc., others I've mentioned. They've inspired kids like Jack Doherty, who then take what they've seen other YouTubers do and amplify it at a younger age. And now it seems the rate of this whole cycle is accelerating because we got an even younger kid now who's already more of a degenerate than even Jack Doherty was when he was 14. And I believe that this is a sign of things to come for the rest of the decade. It is the time to be an up-and-coming young douchebag on the internet. We're living in the golden era of attention whores. But enough of all this yapping for a sec. Let's just get to the clip that everybody seems to be talking about this week.
What the fuck? Put your hand in my food again, and I'm throwing all of your phones.
Hey, you're not touching our phones.
Don't put your hand in my food again. Do not do that. You don't do that to people.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
Stop filming me.
You're a nobody.
It's a live stream. We can't stop it.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Give me the phone.
Now you're not touching my fucking phone. Touch my phone, I'm gonna actually do something.
What are you gonna beat me up?
Back the fuck up. Back the fuck. I will. I will.
How old are you?
Do you think I give a flying fuck? Do you think I give a flying fuck? Do you? Do you?
All right, hold up.
Do you?
Don't do that again.
Hold up. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Okay, I know you're probably not blind if you're watching this, but I want to emphasize here, what you just watched was a literal child go up to an adult, put their hands in their food. I don't know if he grabbed at it or if he just like, I don't know. I don't know what he did, but he reached in to grab a woman's food, walked away, and then bitched her out when she tried to confront him and see what was up about that. Absolutely, utterly disrespectful the whole time. Clipped this, uploaded it, re-uploaded it, streamed himself doing this, all for attention on the internet. I know I'm Captain Obvious here right now, but like really think about what I just said and what you just saw. Like, and think about what you were like at 14, because I was nothing like this. And trust me when I say it's only gonna get bigger and crazier from here. This is just the beginning. This is just douchebags' first steps into internet clout. The thing that really bugs me the most about this is the way that they both behaved at the end, the streamer and the guy holding the camera. Disrespectful as hell to say the least, but I mean, he outright threatened to hurt her. Yeah, he's all like, if you grab my phone, but I mean, come on. We got children out here trying to square up with fully grown women. And she actually looks like she could take him out. Like she's towering over him, and he looks like he hasn't hit a single touch of puberty yet. This kid is currently on the wrong path. I mean, there is nothing good that I can see coming out of this, the way that I see this going for years to come. The only good thing out of it that I could see is potentially money. But at that point, with everything else I see coming along with that, dude, this is sad. I'll touch on the fact that these kids see this as a lucrative endeavor. I'll touch on that more later towards the end of the video. But right now, obviously, I've got to call out this kid's parents because, I mean, first of all, like, obviously, my parents would never fucking let me get away with anything like this or ever, like, encourage me to do anything like this. That's obvious. Like, you know, that being said, that out of the way, this kid clearly has no real friends at all in his life. I mean, even my friends back then when I was this age would have never thought any of this shit was cool. And that's what I think is the most sad part about this, is because like he hasn't developed a lot of the relationships yet that he's going to have for the rest of his life, you know, friendships, etc. And he's already being encouraged to behave like this. And this kind of behavior is only going to attract the worst kinds of people. Like if he keeps this going and ends up like another Jack Doherty, but even worse, he's gonna be really fucked in the head. Like some people have questioned if everyone's been overreacting to this clip because he is so young and people do make mistakes. But just from what we've already seen from other creators in the past and the paths that they've gone down, I mean, I see that this kid is very clearly trying to emulate that type of success he's seen from someone like Jack Doherty, and this deserves to be shamed before it gets too out of hand. Because if you grow up, especially at such a young age, behaving like this, you're only ever going to be surrounded by the most toxic people you could even imagine. And that's because good people would never waste any of their time hanging around some dipshit like this. That's more of a long-term thing. And even right now, we just saw him picking on a young woman, and that's one thing. But keep this up, eventually he's going to get smacked in the face and put on the pavement. And who knows what other kind of stunts he's thought of trying. I mean, we've seen prank YouTubers get shot before, some of them even killed. This is just not the kind of internet community you want to be associating yourself with. Like Jack Doherty's parents, I looked into him some more and saw some videos that he posted with his parents, and just anything that he's shown of his parents, I've looked up at this point. They seem to me like out of touch boomers. Like they actually seem even older than my parents, and I'm a good bit older than Jack Doherty. The super quick TLDR that I took away from anything public that's been shared about Jack's parents is that they seem to only really give a shit that he's managed to make a very adult income and adult amount of money at such a young age, and they only really seem to see that as a positive. Like, they go along with everything he does and support him and don't give him any pushback whatsoever because they believe that their son is just super smart and has found a way to create such a booming career so early in life. But that obsession with all of the money that's coming in is exactly what is fueling the degeneracy that we're seeing. The kind of parents that don't put a stop to this sort of behavior are the kind of people that believe it's only ever a good thing if you're making as much money as humanly possible at all times. But the problem I'm pointing to here isn't so much the fact that they're making a lot of money, it's the way that they're making it. I've got all the respect in the world for young business-minded kids who have bright futures ahead of them and a chance to make something for themselves. But you shouldn't have no morals whatsoever to the point where you'll do anything for money. That's only ever going to do you bad in the long run. No amount of money is worth being surrounded by toxic people. No amount of money is worth going back on your morals, is worth putting others in danger, is worth degrading others for. And it's not some sort of free pass you get for being a total ass. And this obsession with chasing dollars and views and attention and relevance is only seeming to get worse from here. The cycle is continuing and foreseeably not slowing down. And I just hope that this kid in particular is young enough that he burns out from this really quick. Like, let's just hope this is like a quick, like, you know, and he can get some shit together by the time he's an actual real adult. But I don't give a shit if he's 14. I mean, this shit deserves to be called out. It should not be widely encouraged across this platform. And even as young as he is, he should know better than this and should learn better than this before any of it gets out of hand. I hope he does learn, and I hope he takes this passion to focus on doing something more constructive. But we'll see at this point. I think we're just at the beginning.